Ladies and gentlemen, we are here at the end of the Scale Up, the Base Scale Up conference where Ben and I were speaking. Thank you for joining. If you're watching the replay, make sure you put #replay. I'm going to go away from the noise in a minute, but I just wanted to show you now it's time to socialize, it's time to relax. During the end of this live show, I'm going to introduce you to some of the key people that were part of this conference, and I wanted to share with you a bit more about the experiences that we had today, some of the main learning points from this Scale Up conference, and something that you can take away immediately to help your business. I just found a meeting room. Let me get in here right now. So, first of all, there are a few things that make a scale-up very different from a startup. Now, the environment is very different. The needs of the scale-up compared to a startup are very different. So, what's the difference, the main one? Well, a startup, you're still figuring out your ideas, you are still going out there, you might not have a team or you have a very, very small team, and still you are in the concept, in development of the concept. While when you are scaling up, it means that the business is already proven. You got stuff, you got processes, you got things in place that will allow you now to expand what's already working and go into new territories. Thank you for joining, Bob. Great to see you. So now, when you are scaling up, the more the challenges that there are now, there are more challenges around culture, which means, am I hiring the right people? Am I leading the people in the right way? There are challenges financially because now, it's difficult if you're not bringing a certain amount of revenues, your fixed costs, they are quite high most of the time. So you need to have always a big push in terms of the sales and getting in front of new people to bring those revenue that are to generate those revenue that are going to then fuel all the rest of the business. Other challenges that we have as scale-ups are in terms of managing and managing people. So am I managing the people in the right way? Am I hiring the right people? Am I managing the finances correctly? And it's all done in a larger scale. So how do we then, what kind of solutions do we have? And that's what I want to talk about in this session. What kind of solutions can we put in place as scale-ups to solve this problem? And these are some of the things that I've learned today attending some of the sessions and also listening to some of the comments that came up. Let's talk about growth and profitability. This is the session that I led today, and money or having more profits. Wrong. The moment that you grow the most is actually the moment where you have the least amount of profits in terms of percentages. So you might have even more money. You might have more money in the account, but the profit margin and the amount of money that you keep might concept to apply is to apply the concept of profits first. I read a lot of people recommended that book, and the concept of profit first is to take your profits first. So when someone pays you, take a part of your money and put it aside immediately, like you would do mainly for your personal finances. Why is that? Because as I said, your profit margin might be reduced and you don't want to go into the trap of reinvesting everything you have immediately, but you always need to take some cash aside for profits, for savings, for other moments where you will not know, now that your normal cost and your break-even point is higher than the way you were running before your company. So that's one of the main points on growth and profitability. The other part that I mentioned during my talk on growth and profitability was that you can find always additional money in places that maybe you're not thinking about. Now, if you want to grow in terms of revenues and incremental profit, you don't necessarily always have to find new clients. That will be the normal answer. Do you want more money? Get more clients. Fine. But what you can do to get more money, you can increase the prices of your services. And that immediately will equate in more money in your account. You can go back to your clients, that are current clients, with a new product or a new service or a new joint venture. That's the money immediately in your account. So you don't have it one way, which is getting new customers to grow and scale your profits, but also you can look at it internally. Another way to get more money is actually cutting costs. It's important that every 5-6 months you do a review of the costs that you're incurring right now in your company. Can you cut some costs? You have more money in the account immediately. So you can see there are multiple ways in which you can, as a scale up, you can have more money in your account. You can increase the number of clients, you can increase your prices, you can increase the amount of money that they spend with you, you can offer a new service, you can cut costs. All these things will equate more money in your bank account. Because the more money you have, you will need that money to invest. You will need, as a scale up, that money to be put back into then growing the business back again. Because when you're growing, as I said, you will spend a lot of money. Your profit margin will be reduced. You will spend a lot of money in hiring people, training people, and making sure that all the new operations, they are going to work in the best way. So this is what I shared in my session. Then I went into a session which was a leadership session. So I wasn't delivering this one. I was was there as a participant. And there was one concept which revolutionized literally the way I'm thinking right now. And it's so simple. It's very simple. You probably, maybe have already thought about it. I haven't. Which is for your employees, when you're having staff members, to create now a customized experience for every employee. Now, we live in a society where everything is going towards customization. We go on Netflix, what do we see? A customized interface on the things that we are interested in. We go on Amazon, we see recommended things. We go on Facebook, everything is now going towards a customization for the users. What are you interested in? I'm going to give you more of that. And the same environment is now happening, and the same changes are happening now in the workplace as well. What do I mean about that? Employees now don't want anymore a rule that applies for everyone. But if you can work with each employee and give them what they want, a customized working experience to work in your company, they are gonna be more likely to stay with you, to be more effective, because they find something that is perfect for their needs. Now, I'm aware that it's not possible to implement this kind of customization every single time in every single department of your business. But if you can start thinking about, okay, I got these employees, do I need them to come in the office at 9 o'clock and to leave at 5? Maybe not, maybe you don't. Maybe for someone it's important and you give them a physical space to work from, and for someone else you give them a remote space. Someone you give them more holiday because they want them in one block, and someone can take more holidays separated throughout the year. So there are things that you can do now in your company to create this customized experience for the employee, and that was something I never thought about in those terms. Even though with all our staff members, all the people that work with GTeX, we ask them, what do you want? How can we make your work experience better? But a lot of times you can fall into the trap of creating a policy or a rule that now applies for everyone. Now you make them happy, but you make someone else unhappy. But what if now, as a scale-up, you think about creating a customized working experience that creates a win-win between you and your staff? And when I mean you, I mean your business needs, not you as a person. Because, if someone needs to answer the phone at 10 o'clock in the morning, they need to be there to answer the damn phone at 10 o'clock in the morning. So there are things that a business will need, but then there are other that will be very important for your employees. Why don't you give it to them? No, it will create a bit more difficulties in terms of contract, and now there's going to be an impact in terms of administration, but what's costing you more? Draft another contract or losing an employee and training another one, and recruiting or training another one? So think about those things. Now the other things that we were talking is in terms of the landscape. How is it changing? How is it actually, if you have, that was a brilliant question in the panel that I was moderating on growth and sustainability after my presentation. There was this question about non-for-profit organization, about charities. How can they scale up? Because it's easy to start a not-for-profit, it's easy to start a charity because you have a lot of support, because it's something that you do for good. But then when you start talking about money, if people see you as a charity, or if people see you as a not-for-profit, even if you're offering a real service, then people will still treat you like, oh, but I'll do this for your good, and if I just give my time or a pound or a euro, I'm doing my thing. And they sometimes expect services for free, and they expect the exchange of money not to be there, which means now that it's more difficult to scale up for any not-for-profit or charity. And so the answer that was given by a brilliant woman, you gotta check it out, Cristina Montero. And what she runs is a company, thing called She Works. I'm gonna give you the company detail later on in the comments. And what she said, she takes women refugees and she places them in companies. So it's a recruitment agency, but the target client is refugees. So at the beginning she had a problem that people would say, well, we're not going to hire this person or pay you the recruitment fees, but we are going to take this person, give them some jobs, give them a reference for 3 weeks, but we are not going to pay that person, we're going not to pay you. And she had to really set clear boundaries. She really had to set clear boundaries on, no, this is a recruitment agency. You pay my fee and you pay that employee, because I'm doing this for social cause, but I need money to keep the business running. I cannot just do everything based on exchange. And so even if you are a startup or a scale-up as a not-for-profit or as a charity, make sure that you set your boundaries and you use that money like a business will do. Get paid, because if you don't get paid, there is no scaling up, and you're only dependent on fundings or grants that you might get or you might not get. And that was another brilliant advice. And then we talked about challenges that scale-up face. This is one of the biggest things, and we found that one of the biggest challenges is also as well changing the client perception, because sometimes as a startup, the clients will work with you as the founder, and now that you're a scale-up, you need to be less accessible. So your time as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, your time becomes the most valuable thing. That's what your time becomes, the absolutely most valuable thing. Because now your time is better spent managing your team rather than meeting random people for coffee. So make sure that as a scale-up, as an entrepreneur, you spend your time carefully. Don't do any meetings unless it's agreed, planned, unless you meet someone that you're really interested in meeting, but something random comes up and you don't have a clear outcome. 9 times out of 10 is going to be a waste of time. And that's what we found out in the conversation. So remember that your time is the biggest asset that you have. You got to guard it with your life. Guard your time with your life as a scale-up. So these are some of the things that we talked about. We also talked about growing communities as a scale-ups, to get a community involved. We talked about creating policies and regulation in companies, while to get the employees involved and making their voice heard. So there were a lot of other topics. Make sure that you get your ticket for next year BASE conference. some of the people, maybe some of the speakers that were here. We can meet some of the amazing entrepreneurs that are here. Let's hear what do we have around. So, everyone here. So, you're doing an interview now. Can I borrow you for a moment, just for 30 seconds, if you can? I'm here live on Facebook. I just want to introduce yourself and what you do. So
we're getting all of it in.
Yeah, we're going. If you can introduce yourself, what you do, and the amazing projects, because we had a great chat earlier on.
We did, actually. Yeah. So my name is Kevin Darandami. I'm the founder of the Brainwash Academy. It's a business school for creators. Based in Amsterdam right now, and currently building a platform around it which kind of functions like a LinkedIn for creators to help them better monetize themselves. Long story short.
Fantastic. So you're planning to also expand to London?
We're a little chat. We are very much interested in seeing if we can link up with the communities, creative communities in London. As I understand it, there are definitely creative hubs that focus on business. So it's very interesting to see if we find the same, say, thresholds, hurdles, and stuff like that, and see if our solutions match theirs and vice versa. So that would, to me, is a very interesting research to do.
Brilliant. So we're gonna see his face in London as well. Make sure you connect with him. Repeat your name and where can people find you?
Yes. So on Facebook, on Insta, you can find me on the Black Star, which is my previous hip hop name. So don't judge me. It's BLAXTAR, and then you'll probably find me.
Fantastic. Make sure you connect with the Black Star. I'll see you later around.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so now we found some people. Hey, Sonia, great to see you. Hey, Rasul. So let's see if we see. So now we have just behind me the guy that is talking, the person who is talking, having conversation. Just behind me is the High Consul for the High Commissioner from the consulate here, which we're gonna see. Let's see. We have one of the founders. Hey.
Cheers!
So, are you happy for the day?
Yes.
How did it go?
Yes, was amazing. Our main purpose was to start a dialogue and to have conversations, and I was actually blown away by the first part where we had the policymakers and the promises. Yeah. Everything is recorded, so we're gonna make sure they keep their word. Let's see what's happening next year.
Fantastic. So definitely a lot of people are having a dialogue now. With a glass of wine that helps the dialogue. It always helps the dialogue. With a
That's
glass
the
of
networking,
wine.
right?
Absolutely. So.
How did you find it?
Oh, I loved it. I already said, absolutely love it. People need to get their ticket for next year.
You sure you're coming?
Make sure
Are you coming next year?
Of course, I'm already there. Sign me up.
We already have 5 or 6 speakers confirmed. So.
Perfect. All right.
We are running it.
Thank you very much for organizing it. Okay, I want to introduce you to another good friend of mine, Nick. Nick, can I borrow you for a moment? Okay. Let me just borrow. So I wanted you to meet a good friend of mine. I mean, we just became good friends today.
Yes.
And is Nick, the real Nick, the real
the fake Nick.
Not the fake Nick, it's the real Nick. Surname Nick?
The Brown. Call me Nick Brown.
Nick Brown. Your company's called
Dutchify.
Dutchify. Can you talk a bit more about your company, because I found your concept fascinating?
Yes, of course. Dutchify is all about starting the best life in the Netherlands. And that goes really broad. If you want to buy a boat and bring it to the Netherlands, if you want to marry somebody in the Netherlands, well, that's very broad. But we take care of the paperwork, everything that goes around that.
So if I want to find a wife in the Netherlands, you find me the wife? Or do I need to have the wife already?
You need to have the wife already, and we take care of the paperwork. No, we're not a dating service, but we can take care of all the formalities to make your life the best life in the Netherlands.
And I immediately we connect with Nick because it's such a great idea.
Yeah.
I've never seen any other company that does what it does in this scale in the UK or in the US, and I'm happy to have found it in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you,
what's
man.
next for you, Nick?
What's next for us? We first want to conquer the entire Netherlands. We're now in the major cities, so that's Amsterdam, Rotterdam, The Hague, and Eindhoven. But we want to take it to the full of Netherlands. After that, we want to grow in Europe. So we want to expand to maybe Germany, maybe Belgium. So we want to expand our service because Dutchify for us is a way of being. Becoming more Dutch, but you can take that one step further because the Dutch way is a very practical way of doing things, and if you can do that in any country, you will have guaranteed success and a guaranteed best start of your life.
And you know what? I think as well that Italian people, they need a bit of Dutch to get some of the things done. We need to get a bit more Dutchness here.
Yeah.
So make sure if you're Italian, you need a bit more Dutchness. Then get in touch with Dutchify. And hopefully we're gonna see you. Maybe we have Englishify. Maybe we're gonna have Italianify.
Yes.
In the world. So I'm really excited to see the expansion here.
Cool.
All right, Nick. Thank you very much. Where people can get in touch with you?
You can get in touch through our website, Dutchify.net. You can call us, you can email us. I definitely like our Facebook page. Just type in Dutchify, you'll find us. Or like us on Instagram, DutchifyNL. You can follow our tweet and everything.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Nick. I really appreciate it. I'll now come and join you with a beer.
Thank you, man.
All right. So as you can see, we meet some really interesting people. My arm is getting a bit tired from holding the camera, so I'll see if I can find someone else I met during the day. So yes, let me go through. Let me squeeze through. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Can I steal Deborah for a moment? Can I steal you for a moment? I want to come with you. Yeah, no, if you can come with me, Deborah, just whoa. There is a.
Take her away for God's
Okay,
sake.
no. All right, Deborah. So I want to connect conference. If you're watching live, thank you very much for watching live. If you are just joining, thank you for joining. No, there is one cool thing which I'm gonna show you. I really want to show you. Now we have a blackjack table tournament just going on here on our background. Hey, everyone says hi to everyone. Yeah, we got French fans.
Gros bisous de la France.
Oui, bisous, bisous.
Bisous, merci pour la présentation. Beaucoup appris.
Oh, brilliant. I love this place. Okay, so it's time for me to go and get a drink. I will see you in the next podcast or in the next Facebook Live. Thank you very much for joining. Simone Vincenzi here from GTeX, and remember that together we grow exponentially. Bye for now.